Hello everyone, it's Vic again, and I'm sharing with you a layout today that I've made just for fun using the new collection by Boulevard, You Are My Sunshine. I absolutely love the colours in this collection and they were perfect to go with the photograph that I wanted to scrap. So to start with, I'm creating my own background. Now I'm using a Peartree Cutfile. I think it's called Cloud Border. So you could use these pieces of cut file by themselves to layer up to make your own sort of skyscape, but I'm using it as a stencil instead. There's 3 different cutouts, and so I'm just alternating them and gently applying some Distress Oxide ink in the colour Salty Ocean with a makeup brush. Now I love using these makeup brushes, one because the bristles are really soft, and I also find it a lot easier to control the amount of ink that you add onto your background. So a lot more precise, and I absolutely love the effect, as you can see there. Now my idea was to use this beautiful sunshine paper to create my own sun embellishment on my layout. So as I was doing all of this, it wasn't quite working for me. The way that my sun rays were sticking out of what I can only describe as a blob of sunny paper in a corner really wasn't working for me. And it also covered up most of that lovely background that I'd created, and I really didn't want to cover all of that up because I absolutely loved the effect of that. So I take it all off the page and start again, and in keeping those sun rays, decide that I'm going to have those rays of sun radiating out of the back of my photograph, because that's what my girls do. They radiate sunshine and they bring sunshine to my world and just make me happy, and that's what this page is about. So for me that went perfectly. Now I wanted to ground my photograph just so it didn't look like it was floating in the air, and I've used some of that lovely blue cloud paper. They're absolutely cute and ditzy, and some of them got like little white hearts on. They're absolutely beautiful. So I've used that for the bottom section of my page. I think it was about 3 inches deep, and off camera I've just used my sewing machine to add some stitching through the middles of those rays of sun paper that I've got there, and distressed around the outside just to add some more texture and dimension to my page. So now that I've got the base of my layout done, all that's left really is for me to do the fun part, which is doing all the embellishing, adding all the little details. And the ephemera in this collection is just absolutely adorable. As you can see, I got all of them out on the side, and there was just so much to choose from. I really wasn't quite sure what way I was going to go, but I've decided to stick to some of those beautiful hot air balloons that are in the ephemera kit, and it also meant that I could use my last hot air balloon acrylic perspective from Bramble Fox that I got in the September Fox box. So I'm quite proud of myself that I've managed to use that on my page as well. So I'm trying to keep my embellishment clusters in a group of 3 because for me that's visually more pleasing to the eye. I like working in odd numbers rather than even numbers. So I'm building up around those 2 hot air balloons with some of the beautiful chipboard stickers in the collection. They're clouds, and I loved all the patterns on them, and also the blues tied in really nicely with that strip of blue paper that I had at the bottom of the page. So it's just helping to tie everything together there. And then I'm also creating my 3rd embellishment cluster down on the bottom right hand side of my photograph with some florals and that really cute little bird. And I can't say enough how absolutely adorable all of these little pieces of ephemera are in this collection. They just make my heart sing. So I'm sticking down my title now, which again is from the chipboard stickers, and I'm using some glue on those as well, just to make sure that as time passes, the stickiness doesn't sort of wear off on the back of those chipboard words, and I know that they will be stuck in place forever. And the collection really has done all the work for me, because my girls are my sunshine, they are my world, and everything just fitted perfectly with how I felt about, how I feel even, not how I felt, but how I feel about them. They are my everything. So the page is coming together really nicely now, and this is the bit that I really enjoy, just adding all those little extra details to your page and bringing it all together. Now I wanted to use the smile tab up the top of the layout just to balance out the yellow of the sunshine word at the bottom, and to ground that I've used some of the blue paper again and just distressed around the edges, and that just helps bring it. To me, there's almost like a central column going down the middle of my page. I know it gets fatter at the bottom, but it just helps tie the top into the bottom of the page. Otherwise it looked a little bit plain and empty up the top there, and there was too much white space for me. So some bits I've stuck with just glue straight onto my cardstock, and others I've raised up on some foam pads, like the my big photograph there and the blue hot air balloon. I'm now bringing in some more little details, so I'm using some absolutely beautiful Peartree Cutfile pieces. There's some felt hearts, so I've got some that are golden yellow and some that are bright yellow, and I felt that tied in really nicely as well with the yellow and the brightness of the colours in this collection. And so again, building them around each of those little embellishment clusters there, adding in more details. And I'm now adding a sprinkling of sequins in as well from Lucy's Little Things. So just using my Nuvo glue there and like a little applicator just to lift my sequin up whilst I pop the glue down, and then to reapply that sequin on top of the glue spot to help adhere it in place. They're always so fiddly, they get everywhere. I definitely haven't mastered that technique that much, but I love the sparkle that they've added to my page there. Now I want to add a little bit more mixed media to my page, and I was having a bit of an issue with my acrylic paint pen there to get it to actually work so that I could splatter it everywhere, but I'm adding some white acrylic paint splatters onto my page, and then I'm also going to use some of the same Distress Oxide ink, the Salty Ocean there, pop it onto some packaging and add some water, and then just use that for some paint splatters across my page as well, and it just adds a little bit more detail and definition to things. So I really love how this page has come up, all the colours. I'm really enjoying colour at the moment on my layouts, and there's some beautiful collections out there for it, so it's just coming together really nicely, and I'm trying to make the most of it before all the autumnal collections come into play and autumn hits us in the UK. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and it might have given you some ideas of how to use the collection. Please give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and if you'd subscribe as well, that would be lovely and I would really appreciate it. And you can find me over on Instagram if you search for @foreverscrapping. I'll leave you to watch the last few bits. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.